Hi, my name's Guy Finley. Welcome to the Firehose Method. And it's really funny. I went into the spiral that I wanted to teach about trying to record this video. I have spent a couple of hours, and this is probably my third or fourth try of recording the video because the thing that I want to teach about kicks in. Um, and that thing is that I'm going to spend all this time looking at the perfect recording tool for this video. I researched OBS and Stream Elements and Loom and Camtasia, and it just goes on and on and on. So, welcome to the ADHD experience, right? This is what the ADHD brain, or what I call the dragon brain, does. My brain offers me 47 470, 47,000, 47 million options because it always thinks that there's something out there that's going to work better and it's going to change what happened this time. This is not productivity, it's anxiety in disguise. Where does the anxiety comes from? It comes from having failed thousands and thousands of times before. It's what I've called throughout my life, spending most of it not even knowing that I had the thing called ADHD, of just failing, of snatching defeat from the jaws of victory time and time again. I knew what I needed to do, I knew how to do it. And then when it came time to actually do it, it didn't get done most of the time. People would call me lazy. They'd say, you just need more self-discipline. You just need a better app. You need a better system. You just need an Eisenhower matrix. Put this all together. It's like, and it's all, the truth of the matter is that it's all total and complete bullshit. It doesn't work for the dragon brain. And ADHD is like such an unfortunate term. Like I said, I spent 50 years of my life not knowing that I had it. Is only when I was getting treated for a comorbidity of ADHD, alcoholism, that I realized it. And to be honest with you, I think I'm where I'm at today because I did go into full-blown alcoholism, because dealing with alcoholism, accepting it, got me into a mode where I was ready to accept things about myself that are the way they are, and you can't change them. And that is what dragon riding is all about. Because the truth of the matter is that the only thing that can pull me out of these death spirals that I get into is myself, is being able to see them. Now, for the first couple of years after I was diagnosed, I thought that solution was a pill or a cocktail of pills that, oh, I will just take this pill. My ADHD will be cured. I'll be a normal person like everyone else. That is also total and complete bullshit. The meds can be useful. They're a tool to level the playing field a bit. What they do for me is allow myself to catch myself where I wouldn't catch myself before. I wouldn't ever see what was going on. And what's going on is this endless spiral of shame. I like to consider that if you look at the seven deadly sins are just virtues taken to a negative extreme. Okay? So guilt and shame are a great example of those two things. A lot of people think, and are even taught, that guilt is bad. And that it could not be further from the truth. Guilt is what makes you a human being. So I like to consider things as four golden virtues. One of those virtues is justice. Guilt is yourself telling you that you are not living up to the justice scale. All right. So you've done something wrong. You should be doing better than that. You should be providing justice to yourself and others, and you're not living up to that, and you feel guilty. This is important. Fear is another one of those things. Like, people talk all the time about eradicating fear. Fear is a very necessary thing. Fear is what keeps you alive from doing very stupid things, okay? So guilt is a necessary thing. When you take guilt to an extreme, that's when it becomes the stone cold killer that that's called shame. Because guilt is feeling bad that you did something wrong. Shame is feeling that there's something wrong with you and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. And guilt is just a stone cold killer. And guilt is what drives a lot of the dragon brain behaviors over time. When you have a dragon that's out on the loose and it's just raging out, because all of these different apps, all these different systems, even ones that are specifically designed for ADHD, are kind of like, if you go down this path and you do things the way I show you, it's all gonna turn around. You just need to do this. You just need to do that. And you cannot chain down the dragon. You can train the dragon down and he might do it, go along with it for a while. But eventually, the dragon's going to get really friggin' pissed off and the dragon's going to leash out. So I like to say that, it's chaos. Like, my brain has always thrived in chaos. When things are chaotic, that's when the dragon rules. The dragon can really come out, fix things, straighten it out right away. And you know what? If things aren't going to chaotic, motherfucker's going to make it chaotic. So hopefully you're good with the naughty words, because the Firehose Method is all about being authentic. And I'm not here to talk to you as some guru that knows it all. I'm talking to you as somebody that totally crashed and burned my life and was at the point of really losing everything when I finally figured out where I needed to change things, where I finally accepted that I have a dragon brain and there's not a thing in the world I can do to change that. So I have an option. I can either just continue on the way things were and everything's getting destroyed in the process, my entire life, all my relationships, financial ruin, personal ruin, all those things, or I can learn to be a dragon rider. And that's why I really like adopting this way of describing it to people, because dragons are fierce. And the problem is that the dragon cannot be slayed. Okay. Dragons are powerful. They're mysterious. They're fierce. My dragon chose me a long time ago when I was born. In fact, as I went back and looked at my life, I started to see the things of when the dragon was being formed that now are like, holy shit, dude, why didn't you see this? I'm sure you've probably said that to yourself 1,000 times like I have. How could I be so stupid? Like, that happens to me all the time. It's like, how could I be so stupid to do this thing? Well, it's because I didn't ride the dragon. The dragon rode me. And the dragon controlled all these things. And when I tried to chain it down, it got pissed off. So throw in Eisenhower Matrix at a dragon and the dragon's going to be like, F you and the horse you rode in on. I'm not doing this thing. So that's why I'm here to try to help and share with you, not giving you steps or a method or, just installing an app drives me insane. It wants to walk through, this is how you need to do this or this thing. And it absolutely drives me crazy, like every single time. And I'm sure you have apps all over the place or things that you've tried that you started and you never finished because they just turned you off. They just didn't work. And so I'm here to tell you that I found what works for me is to, first of all, clear the deck, get all those things that are rattling around in the dragon brain out. Get them out. Because only when you get them out of there can you then use some support to go through them and sort through it. I'm going to show you how I do that. It's miraculous. It's totally changed my life once I figured it out. It's, using the best things of modern technology that are out there to really put scaffolding in place to help support the parts that don't function well for me, which is making those decisions. So this is really the Firehose Method. We don't show people how to tame dragons here. We show them how to ride them. if you felt the shame that I have, you know, that shame is the real enemy that's out there, not your dragon. And once you learn to ride, your dragon can do amazing things that nobody else can do. Because my problem is, I'm sure that's similar to yours, is that I don't lack attention to things like ADHD name implies. I don't lack attention. I pay attention to everything, and I have no idea how to sort them out and focus on what the important things are. So instead, I go to what interests me, and that's not always the best decision. But if you constantly restrain it, try to not let it go down these paths, you're not flying the dragon either. So we teach dragon riders here, and that patterns are something to work on. They're not failure. It's being able to look back at them and learn from them. And that's what we teach here. I hope you want to join me and become a dragon rider, because that's what we do here. So let's ride. I hope to see you soon. And I hope that the Firehose Method helps you like it helped me, because I've lived it. I've dog fooded this thing. It's what's made me functional and turned my life around from where it was before. And I hope it helps you too. So come ride with me. I hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.